Everybody, this is Heather Vickery. Welcome to this week's episode of Brave in Action. For those of you who are new here, I am a success and leadership coach who is dedicated to helping coaches, leaders, and entrepreneurs build a life and a business that they completely fucking love in every way possible. And I use all those big words. I love those big words. I love them. I think they're wonderful. And so every single Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Central, I come on live and share some little tidbit about how we can live brave in action, be brave in action, apply that to our everyday life. And we talk about everything in the Brave in Action live show. But today we are talking about money, 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 money. Everybody wants it. Everybody needs it. Why? The vibration of it, and maybe how to find some as well. Does that sound cool? You want to find money? I'm also live on Instagram, and that I've been trying that out for the last several weeks. That is right above me. So if you see me look up, and then my light is right in my eyeball. If you see me look up, it's because I'm looking at Instagram. For those of you who are joining me live on Instagram, but we're right here. Oh, somebody says they love money. I love money too, right? So I am really excited just to wrap a little bit intro up. For those of you who, again, are new here or don't know me, I host two podcasts. One is called The Brave Files, where I interview people who have stepped out of fear and into bravery in every possible way. We drop a brand new episode every week, although we're considering going to every other week. So if you're a listener of the podcast, let me know how you would feel about an every other week drop. And then my other one, which I co-host with my friend Alan Seals, is called Was It Chance? And it is about embracing chance and manifesting the creative life of your dreams. We interview highly successful people in the creative fields, all sorts of creative fields, and it's really a lot of fun. But you know what we all need? You know what we all want? Money, right? We all need and want money. But I have to share something with you all that is maybe a little bit hard to hear. Money is a made up construct. Money, as we know it, is not a thing that actually exists. It's not like there's a big pile. There used to be, but it's not like there's a big pile of gold that we, go in like the little trolls from Harry Potter and pull out, right? That's not a real thing. Money is just a series of numbers that gets transferred and passed from person to person, through banks and through computers and through credit card companies and all of that. Money essentially is energy, and it matters only because we as a society has decided that it matters. So I just want you to remember that first. Like, it is not this big scary thing that you either have or you don't have. It actually doesn't exist per se. It's not like a tangible thing. I mean, yes, you can get some dollar bills and pass them around and that feels fun, but money in general is something that only matters because society has decided that it matters. Money is just money. And having money starts with believing that money is not bad. So a bunch of you said, I love money. I love money. Kimberly's here. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? They're like, I love money. I love money. And I love money. I'm not scared of money. How many of you have old baggage where somehow money is bad? Right? Money is associated with selfishness or greed, or people who have money take advantage of other people, or whatever your bullshit stories are with money. Let's decide that those are ridiculous because money is just, it's just money. It's just a thing. It's a made up construct that only has value because we've given it value. Right? Get rid of all of that old baggage that's attached to it and decide that it's not bad. In fact, it's pretty fucking great. Why is it great? Because it allows us to have and do all of the things that we desire. Obviously, we want to pay our bills and we want to eat and we want to do that. But beyond that, bigger than that, we want to put our kids through college. We want to travel the world. We want to buy new furniture, remodel our house, or we want to donate massive amounts of money. We want to go and help people who are experiencing homelessness. We want to make sure that we're supporting social justice activists and LGBTQ rights. And we want to do whatever the fuck we want to do with our money. Whatever you want to do with it is good. However you want to spend it is good. It's yours. You can create it. It's there, right? So decide that money is not bad. Money is good. Money is just money. And having it means that we get to create the comfort, the survival, and the things that we desire. It doesn't have a judgment. It's not a good or a bad, right? Okay. So I promised you all that I would teach you my money on the table game. First of all, I got a shout out to Chris Davis because she's so great. She tweeted to me today and said, "My self care today is joining you for the Brave in Action live show." Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. Feel free to share a link to it, Chris, if you want to. I'm so glad you're all here. And we got Kimberly over here who is putting wonderful notes in. Thank you for that. I appreciate it so much. Kimberly says, "I'm learning to look at money as a tool to allow me to live the life and the freedom and the impact and have the impact that I want." That's exactly what it is, right? Like we think it's all these numbers in our bank account, and yeah, that's great. We want the numbers in our bank account, but all it really is a tool to allowing us to live the life that we want, to have the freedom we want, and create the impact that we want. And get good with that. Don't be mad at that. Welcome that in and love it. So we often get really carried away, and I'm just as guilty of it as anybody else is. We often get really carried away in money financial stress spirals, right? How many of you experience that? Where we think there's nothing here for us. We're lost. We're hopeless. We can't get more. We're too far down the pike, or we just don't know how. It's really stressful, or I'm never going to reach my goals. And I am reminded of a story. One of my clients, Rachel, I love this story. In fact, I put this story in my book, Buck Fearless, Making the Brave Leap, which if y'all don't have, I would love for you to get it. If you go to vickeryandco.com/store, you can get a signed copy of a hardback or a paperback. That would be cool, right? Rachel is a friend, a client and a friend, and we do a lot of work together. We collaborated on the Create Brave cards, which if you don't have are amazing. Everybody check those out. Anyway, I'm getting to the money on the table story as it relates to Rachel. We had just done some money training in my group coaching program. And so Rachel and I were out for a walk on a Monday morning, and she said, "Oh, I have to tell you something. I started to really panic the other day about whether or not I was going to meet my monthly financial goals." But then she realized something really crucial, and we're going to get into why this is so important in just a second. Then she realized that she hadn't actually looked at her financials. What were her receivables for the month? She knew what she wanted her figure to be, how much she wanted to earn at the end of the month. She was very stressed about making sure she hit that mark, but she hadn't actually looked at the numbers that had already come in. So she sat down, and a lot of people don't like this point. We don't want to look at our finances for whatever, because we fear money, because we fear lack of money, because of scarcity mindset, because it feels like a chore, because we've been conditioned to think that's icky. But she did the hard thing. And she realized that she was only $500 away from reaching her goal for the month. Now, that number felt so low and so insignificant to her that her response was, "Oh, $500. I can figure out a way to make $500. She's an ambivert when it comes to, what do they call that, to work. She's talented, multi-talented, does all sorts of wonderful things. And she's got a huge skill set in the creative. She's a creativity coach. And she just made a couple phone calls and, followed up with a few contacts, and boom, she reached that financial goal. It really starts with that level of awareness. So when we get so carried away in these stress spirals that we think nothing's here for us, it's never going to get better, I don't know what to do. First and foremost, folks, let that go. Let the spiral go. Recognize that you're in that spiral and choose to jump off. Whoops, stop. Nope. If you were with me on Instagram right before we went live, I told everybody that I do a tapping exercise when I'm feeling extra anxious. And I like to do tapping before I do a live stream just because it helps center me. This is a great opportunity. If you're feeling a money spiral, a financial spiral, to step off and maybe do some tapping or some deep breathing or visualizing or meditating if you do that, or go for a walk or do something to get off of that spiral carousel, because that sucks. It's not fun. And then Get really fucking honest with yourself. The money on the table game is about getting honest and then getting to work. And they might be things that you don't love doing, but they are things you are fully capable and competent and able to do. And when you do them and you conquer them, you get to be the boss. You get to make those worries and that financial spiral your bitch. And that's really what we all want to do, isn't it? We want to make money our bitch. I think so many of us for all the reasons. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to get really deeply honest with yourself and say, how much money do I desire making right now? This day, this week, this month, whatever it is that you're stressed or concerned about. How much do I desire making? And you'll notice I use the word desire and not the word want. That's very intentional because some work and research that I've done shares with me that the word want is about a constant chasing of something that you never actually have. And a word desire, you can desire something that you already obtain. So you can desire to stay where you are. You could desire to go up, go down, go sideways. So I try really hard to use the word desire over want. I am not always successful, but you will notice that. So desire, how much money do you desire making right now, this day, this week, this month, even this year, if that's what you want to look at? But the money on the table game is really more about in the moment creation of money. And then after you have said, this is the amount that I desire, it's time to do the hardest part. And the hardest part is to take an honest look at how close you are to hitting that number. It's that part that I told you that Rachel was like, oh, okay, I'm going to look at these numbers. We're going to see what happens, right? Get really comfortable with your finances. And I want you to remember that the money, and yes, it's important to balance your budget. Yes, there are things you can do, cut back on your expenses. This is not about expenses. It's about income. It's about creation, not outgo, right? Okay. So look at all of that. How much is really there? How close are you? Right? How close are you to reaching that goal? And then once you know those facts, you can make an informed decision or multiple informed decisions. Knowledge is power, even when it comes to our finances. Once you know how far off the mark you are, I want you to make a list. What, my friends, is on the table? Is there somebody you can follow up with? Is there somebody you can reach out to? Maybe past clients, maybe job offers, whether you, most of this really is geared towards people who are coaches or entrepreneurs or strategists, people who have their own business. But if you are in any kinds of sales related position, even if you don't own your own business, this works completely. Or if you're trying to start a business like that. So who can I reconnect with? Who can I collaborate with? Can I reach out to? Are there conversations that I let die that I could go back to? Are there people I haven't talked to in a long time that I could reconnect with? Or do you want to make a new short-term offer? I am reminded of several photographer clients of mine who they need to make a lot of money at the last minute or enough money to bridge that gap or to get them to their goal. And they'll do something like, 1 or 2 day mini session shoot, and they'll put it out there. They'll charge a certain amount of fee. Everyone gets, 15 or 20 minutes. They take a bunch of pictures and then they have made that income that they want to make. Rachel does sketch doodling, sketch noting. She can do a sketch doodle, or clients who are tarot readers. Maybe you can have a tarot reading special. Coaches can have special coaching promotions. Maybe you do a webinar or a one-off VIP session or a last-minute group thing where you can bring people together and support them. Copywriters, maybe you can do a social copywriting package, or I'll give you, 2 pages on your website for the price of 1. Like, get really creative. Think outside of the box about all sorts of different ways that you can create opportunity. But then, of course, you have to tell people about it, right? So you want to, and maybe you don't have a marketing machine. Marketing is my kryptonite. I feel that. I feel you. If you don't love marketing, I get it. It's okay. I don't know if my marketing support team is watching this today, but I love you and I'm grateful for you because it's not my happy place, marketing. But I do know this, after being an entrepreneur for over 25 years, over 25 years, is that you don't actually have to have a marketing machine to create sales, but you do have to have the bravery, the courage, and the guts to get the fuck up and have the conversation, whether that's a conversation on Facebook, DM, on social media, going through people who are on your email list, or just people who you've had phone calls with in the past. Get in conversation with people, offer some collaborations, reach out to people who you think are so pie in the sky that you could never work with them. I'll bet you could be surprised. Even if they don't want to work with you right now, they might be willing to give you some suggestions or advice or connect you with someone else. Make a detailed list of all of these possibilities, the people you can follow up with, new folks to reach out to, who you can reconnect with. What conversations didn't you close that loop on? Do you have any contracts that are out that haven't been signed and returned? Who might you want to collaborate with? What are some new short-term offers or packages you can offer to close that financial gap? Make a detailed list of those. And then, my friends, then you've got to do the most effective and the hardest part, which is the thing. You've got to go and do the thing. And you will be amazed at how much money you can uncover by utilizing the 3 R's in the Brave method. So remember, the Brave method is what my book, Fuck Fearless, Making the Brave Leap, is all about. The Brave method is a creative, strategic approach to problem solving, dreaming, designing, building, and actually living a life and a business that you fucking love. I want you to fucking love your life and your business. That's what I'm here for, is to help you fucking love your life and your business. So the 3 R's in the Brave method are reassessing what has happened. Why did it happen? That doesn't mean bad. We don't reassess because it's always bad. Sometimes we go, what happened? That was fucking awesome. Woo, woo. I'm celebrating. I'm cheering. I'm super grateful. Maybe it was sucky. Maybe it was in the middle. What happened and why? Then reframing. So the 3 R's: reassessing, reframing, resilience. Reframing. What is out there that I can do and be creative with? What didn't go the way I wanted it? I can have a different story about it. What can I do differently than I've done before? And then resilience. And resiliency, folks, is getting up and doing the thing again, but different than you were doing it before, because what you were doing before wasn't putting money on the table. This time we're going to put money on the table. What questions do you guys have? I'm seeing some comments here from Facebook and YouTube. Yes, somebody says spirals turn both ways, constricting or expanding. That is true. As soon as you recognize you're constricting, go down the drain, spin the spiral in the positive direction. Yes, I love that idea. We have a lot of control over that. I want to be really clear that I'm a big fan of positive thinking. I'm a big, important fan of positive mindset. Those things make all the difference, but also we don't want to be positive to the detriment of all the other things. We need to be really honest about what we're feeling, what our fears are, what we're afraid of. What's the real story? If you're going down a negative spiral with money, what's the real story? That's why I want you to get really, really honest with yourself, because you need to understand what that real story is so that then you can decide to spin that story on its head. What did you learn from that? What could maybe be the truth? Is that real? Probably not. We know money's not bad. We know it's not for evil people. We know you have an inalienable right to making the money that you want to make. So yes, I'm all for a positive direction. Do that, but I don't want you to do that at the detriment of pretending that the rest of this doesn't exist. Because if we're just masking it and band-aiding it, the problem doesn't go away and the money is not going to show up. I can be really clear about that. The money will not show up. One Facebook user says, wealth is an inside job. Mind the gold within. Is that Steve? That sounds like something Steve would say. Get wealthy inside and wealth will show up outside. Yes, absolutely. You've got to believe that you have what it takes. You've got to believe that you are deserving of not only the money, because money is a byproduct of service. It's never about the money. It's about the service. It's about what you give to the world, who you present yourself to be into the world. And when you do that, honestly, authentically, wholeheartedly, and you actually help shape people's lives and make a difference in their lives, money will come to you. It is the side effect of that work. Absolutely the side effect of that work. So get good with yourself on the inside, believe in your own internal wealth. Highly recommended book. I don't have it with me or I would show it to you. We're going to do a book club of it. I'm launching a new program in a few weeks, which I'm super excited about. It's called the Brave Circle. Can't wait to tell you guys about it. So I've had to put the book club on hold for just a minute, but a happy pocket full of money. And that's where I got my affirmation. I am wealth. I am abundance. I am joy. And I walk around my little house all day. My studio here, wherever I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy, right? To get good with that on the inside. I am all of those things, and then all of those things can become mine. Kimberly said she's taking lots of great notes. I love that. Compassion and appreciation. Absolutely. It's about the value. Yes, how people feel from the service you provide. It is, right? So when you're talking about a money on the table game, and we have decided money is not bad, money is here for us. We all have rights to it. We all deserve it. And you're having these calls and you're making these reconnections and you're building all of this. Remember that you want to be honest and authentic in the reach out. You don't want to, you're not reaching out from a space of lack or scarcity or desperation. You're reaching out from a space of growth and grace and gratitude and opportunity, right? It's there to be of service, and money is a byproduct of service. Wow, folks, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for all being here. It was great to have all of the wonderful interaction. I appreciate you. I want to remind you all that if you're curious to know more about the Brave Method, you can get a copy of my book, Fuck Fearless. You can get that on all the online retailers. But if you want a personalized signed copy, visit my website at vickeryandco.com/store, and I will sign it for you. I'll personalize that however you'd like. You can also get the Create Brave cards there, as well as we have a whole slew of fun swag. So my 3 things are Brave AF, Grateful AF, and Resilient AF. So get all the fun things, t-shirts, water bottles, notebooks, mugs, all the cool things. Have a good time. Buy gifts for your friends. They're just little fun things that we do just because we can, right? Because why not, right? I'm here every single Wednesday. Do me a favor, put it on your calendar. Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. Central. Heather Vickery, Brave in Action live show. Bring your friends, come and hang out. And if you have not already listened to the Brave Files podcast or Was It Chance, go and check those out. Anywhere you enjoy podcasts, or if you visit my website, you'll see a direct link to both of those things as well. Thank you for being here with me. It is such a treat and an honor to be on this brave journey with you. My name is Heather Vickery, and I am asking you to today and every single day go out and choose bravely. Bye, y'all.